Hey guys, thogden here and welcome back to a brand new video. Now today we're going through our Game Week 3 Premier League predictions, and as you can see, I'm not with Thogdad because I'm in Berlin. I've gone travelling because we're going to be going to some German football. Tonight I will be attending Union Berlin versus Cups, some Finnish team. They're 4-0 up in the Europa League Conference first leg. This is the second leg tonight. The vlog will be out at midnight. Watch it because Union Berlin are going to be playing that match at Hertha, their rivals. And the reason they're not playing at home is because they can't fit it in their own stadium. So we're going to be interviewing a few fans and seeing what that match will be like. It's going to be very interesting. Watch the vlog.
Hello, this is Thogdad here. Where is Thogden? I tell you what, he's gone off to Germany to watch some footy. So you have to put up with me, but I'm not so pleased with him. He's taken my beer and he's left me this peach juice. Who wants a peach juice review? Not me. Now, tell you what, 14,000 likes, please. And there's no Thogden here to disagree. How did we do last weekend? London movements, brilliant with the skills, not so good with the predictions. 3 points. Thogdad 8 points, and Thogden got 11 points, including a 4-pointer. He got Leeds and Everton 2-2 exactly right. Overall, guests 11, Thogdad 16, Thogden 18, but it's very, very early doors.
Game Week 3 Premier League predictions. We're doing this with Thogdad and our special guest, Josh Fusion. He's been smashing the vlogs lately. You can go watch them. He's basically going to the English Football League games whilst I'm travelling Europe, really. I'm going to kick things off with Manchester City versus Arsenal. Now, I'm going to start with Arsenal, actually, because it was very positive in their 6-0 thrashing against West Brom. Aubameyang getting a hat-trick, Lacazette on the score sheet, Saka wonder goal. That's more like Arsenal. Everybody's been saying Arteta out. We've got to remember they've had an outbreak of Rona, okay? They've had injuries of their best first-team players. Everything that could have gone wrong has gone wrong. I mean, the computer fixture list has made it so difficult for them at the start. Give Arteta time. Let him have some more of the easier games. Get some momentum going. Get some wins in. And quite frankly, the boys that played last night were absolutely brilliant against West Brom, and they could give City a rocking.
Last weekend, Man City had 4 shots on goal and scored 5 times against Norwich. Jack Grealish got off the mark, and I thought Gabriel Jesus was superb. 2 assists. And if he plays like that, I might have to reassess him.
But I'm sorry, Manchester City are simply too good. They've now got Grealish. Harry Kane is confirmed he's not going to City. So now the rumours are about Cristiano Ronaldo. Could you imagine having another player like that in the Premier League? That would just be a joke. Cristiano Ronaldo is spectacular. Gabriel Jesus, we're forgetting about because of all these striker links. He got a hat-trick of assists. That guy's still a baller. We don't always remember that. So overall, I'm sorry, because this is at the Etihad, I'm going 3-1 to Manchester City. I think Grealish will score again. So if you've got him in fantasy, good luck.
Now, there shouldn't be any problem for Man City in this game. The last 5 times it's happened at the City of Manchester Stadium, they've won all 5, and I think this will happen again. Manchester City 2, Arsenal 0.
Theo and Thogdad, thank you very much for having me on the channel. It's good to be on this side of the camera as I edit all the videos. However, I will be winning this week's Premier League predictions, so let's go. Manchester City versus Arsenal. We know that Arsenal in the bottom 3, as funny as it does sound, and I will laugh at that one. And Manchester City just thumps Norwich 5-0. So this game, I believe Man City are going to run away with this at home and win 3-0.
Right, let's go on to Villa versus Brentford. Actually, the first time these two teams are faced in the top tier of English football, confidence will be very high for the Villa boys, because usually when they play their first Premier League meeting against a newcomer, they win. Out of 7, they've got 5 wins and 2 draws. They've never lost to one, so that's just a little fact for you.
Brentford, what a season they're having. They haven't conceded a Premier League goal in 3 hours of football. 4 points, a great start. Brentford have not lost any of the last 6 games, but having said that, I'm going with home advantage here. I think Danny Ings will be the difference. Villa 2, Brentford 1.
And Danny Ings, if he was to score in this 3rd game week, he'd be the first Villa player to score in 3 games consecutively of the openers since 1992-93 season. So clearly they've got a striker that knows how to hit the back of the onion bag from the get-go. Overall in this game, I'm backing the Villa lads because they're at home, in front of the whole 10. They've got a great side, and I do think Danny Ings will create that record where he scored a 3rd consecutive goal since signing. I think there'll be goals. Villa 2, Brentford 1.
Aston Villa versus Brentford. Brentford on 4 points and Aston Villa have just won a game. They're at home again where they've got a home advantage, where I think that will lean towards them and Aston Villa will go out and win 2-1.
Brighton and Hove Albion against Everton. Now Brighton, what an amazing start to the season. 100% record, one of 5 teams to do that. And they're now undefeated in 6 Premier League home games, which is a record for their club.
2 high-performing sides so far. Brighton picking up 6 points in the first 2 games. Everton with 4. You know, for Brighton, my God, Graham Potter every year seems to just improve his game. Every year. More attacking, linking more passes, winning the ball back a little bit faster. He's a progressive manager, and it's working. 2 high, solid sides on form. I'm going for a 1-1 draw. I think Maupay injury is an absolute killer. He scored 2 from 2. It seems like the Maupay of last year it's a different world.
Now, Everton were twice in the lead against Leeds last weekend, but Leeds came back both times, which will disappoint the new gaffer. I tell you what, these are 2 very evenly matched teams. I expect this to be low scoring. I'm just going to sit on the fence. Brighton 1, Everton 1.
And I probably would have predicted a Brighton win if he was fit, so it's unfortunate.
Now moving on to my winning team, Brighton and Hove Albion. We've won 3 out of 3, and that's including a Carabao Cup game where we did beat Cardiff. We're on some fantastic momentum right now, and Graham Potter is really creating something very special. I do think we will get a point this game, but I'd be very happy with a point against a strong side in Everton. So that would be fantastic if we do that. I would love the win, and I think we can get the win, but I'm going to be realistic and sit back and hopefully we can get that 1-1 draw and put another point on the board.
Okay, let's move on to an interesting one. Newcastle versus Southampton.
Newcastle lost 2-0 to Villa last weekend. Steve Bruce not very happy. His side could have got a couple of penalties.
Steve Bruce, sort it out, and I think he will in this match. I don't know what it is. They need to pick up points. They're at home in front of the incredible St James's Park, and I just get the feeling they're going to do it.
And Southampton got a fine result at home to Man United, a 1-1 draw. And to be quite honest, Adam Armstrong should have got the winner. David De Gea blocking one of those.
Something Ralph Hasenhüttl brings into the side week in, week out, when need be. It was great for the Saints fans. It definitely, calmed a few nerves. But my God, I think they're going to lose. I think they're going to lose to the Geordies because it's very difficult to go all the way up to the northeast and try and pick up points. And Newcastle have won this fixture 4 times in a row. Geordies going to win 1-0. Wilson to score.
So I'm going to go with home advantage. Newcastle 2, Southampton 1.
Newcastle versus Southampton at St James's Park will be an interesting one. You've got Maximan, you've got Wilson up top who can create, and obviously Wilson can score goals. Armstrong is a massive threat up top for Southampton with James Ward-Prowse whipping them in. I'm sure it's going to be a cracking game, and I think this one will end 2-2, so hopefully I get that extra point if the 2-2 draw does come in.
Right, let's move on to Norwich versus Leicester.
2 teams who were absolutely destroyed last weekend, conceding 9 goals. Between them now, Norwich get battered everywhere they go. They've lost the last 12 Premier League games, and you've got to be wondering, why are they in this division? Because it's going to be a very long one, and they will be rock bottom at the end of it, and I'm sorry to say that.
They absolutely hammered Bournemouth, like 6-0. So they've clearly got a very good side there when they play someone a little bit nearer their level, shall we say. They've got an opportunity here at home to pick up their first points of the Premier League season, and I genuinely believe they can do that. I've got a feeling Norwich could even win this.
Leicester, meanwhile, had Jose Perez sent off after 40 minutes, and he's becoming the Spencer FC of the Premier League. And if you went to Clash of the Creators, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Things are happening at Leicester, and it's really odd. They're going to be changing their tactics. Maybe they'll go back to that 5-3-2 that worked previously for Leicester. Jamie Vardy can save you for some games like Wolves, but not everyone. And I think Norwich are going to come away with a draw here. Norwich 2, Leicester 2. A Timu Pukki party at Carrow Road.
Norwich 1, Leicester 3.
Norwich City versus Leicester City, the battle of the cities. And now I think Leicester, they need a reaction after losing to West Ham. I think they'll do that and beat a Norwich side who have lost 2 on the trot. Now, I do think Leicester will go out and win this one at Carrow Road 2-1.
West Ham United against Crystal Palace. It's another London derby. And what can we say about West Ham United? They've been brilliant this season. Saeed Benrahma's getting his chance and he's getting points for all those FPL managers. Ditto Mikel Antonio. Let's hope he can stay fit. 2 more goals, 2 more assists. He's now got 49 goals for the Hammers. That is more than Paulo Di Canio ever got.
Things have not been good for Patrick Vieira since he's come in. In the last 2 games, Brentford and Watford lost 1 and drawn 1. I know one of them was in the Cup, and yes, he did get beaten 3-0 to Chelsea. There's nothing I can take from those 3 games that says, oh, there's potential there, because no. I'm sorry. I know you can blame the fact that Eze is out and Elise, but are you relying on 2 players? Because that is not enough for a Premier League side to stay in the division.
Crystal Palace, meanwhile, it's been a lacklustre start to the season and no goals yet. And this is the wrong time to play West Ham. I'm going West Ham 2, Crystal Palace 0.
I don't think they'll have an opportunity to win this game because the Hammers have been on fire. Antonio, he looks as good as Lukaku right now. The guy is unbelievable. A big performance is needed for those Palace fans. I really do feel for them, but I don't think it's going to happen. West Ham 2, Palace 0.
West Ham versus Crystal Palace. Now, I'm going to be realistic. As much as I want Palace to lose this, being a Brighton fan, I do think West Ham will go out and win this. Antonio's on fire. Congratulations to him for being all-time top Premier League goal scorer for West Ham, beating Pablo Di Canio. I do think he's going to score again in this game, and West Ham are going to win this one at home and probably boost themselves up 9 points out of 9, and they'll win 2-1.
It's time for the big one, Liverpool versus Chelsea.
This is the game of the weekend. 2 sides with 100% records. Liverpool now, it was Trent and Tsimikas who were the stars of the show for me, and they've won the last 7 Premier League games, but they're playing a brilliant Chelsea. I've been so impressed by them this season.
The Liverpool this year, honestly, they're back. The last 7 games they've won, Salah's scoring, Mane's bagging, Firmino and Jota have bagged as well. Honestly, this Klopp side can get revenge against Chelsea.
Reece James, a man of the match, 1 goal, 1 assist, and Romelu Lukaku. You can't keep the guy quiet. It took him 15 minutes to get his debut goal.
He's got a Chelsea side winning all their games at the moment. They could even go for the Premier League title. But I don't want to be boring and just say a draw, because I know Thogdad over there in Monty has predicted a draw because he's boring. He's probably said 1-1. So cut to it right now, Josh. Just put it on.
I've got to sit on the fence here. I can't see Chelsea losing. Liverpool 1, Chelsea 1.
Well, I was right, wasn't I? I don't even know, but I'm predicting that I'm right, so I'm right. Lukaku will probably score, but I think Liverpool will win this. It's at Anfield. Salah, he's going to have another masterclass at home to Chelsea. 2-1. Liverpool fans love me now. I'm sorry, Chelsea.
Liverpool versus Chelsea at Anfield, and it's going to be an interesting one. You've got the Anfield atmosphere, where sometimes it is a myth, if I'm going to be honest. But in a big game like this, the Anfield atmosphere could be very decent, but against Chelsea, a really good side, a Champions League winners last year, this is going to be a difficult game for Liverpool, but a really good game in general for the Premier League. But as Theo and Thogdad say in every single video, I'm going to sit on the fence and go over 1-1 draw.
Right, let's move on to Burnley versus Leeds. 2 underwhelming performances from both sides so far in the first 2 games. Only 1 point out of 4 games when you total up both clubs. And that was Leeds' most recent game versus Everton. A 2-2 draw, which saw Rafinha, my God, he's a baller. I mean, at the end of that game, he was just basically Neymar, wasn't he? He got his goal, which he always does against Everton.
Burnley have lost their last 5 Premier League games. That is sadly a record for the club. Now, they're going to try and keep things tight here. I think it could be, surprisingly, quite a low-scoring game.
But for Burnley, they're finished. I don't know what to say. Lost both their 2 games. They're looking for their first point against Leeds. You know the word I described Burnley. It's pretty route 1, 4-4-2, as we saw against Liverpool. Every number, 1 to 11. I respect that, but it didn't work out, did it?
You know what? I think this is going to be a tight one. Burnley 0, Leeds United 1.
I think Burnley will have their opportunities, so I'm going to sit on the fence here and go for a 1-1 draw. Maybe it'll be 2-2. I'm going to go easier. Predict 1-1.
Now, if you thought Liverpool versus Chelsea was a big game, now we're moving on to an even bigger game, which is Burnley versus Leeds at Turf Moor. Burnley have not got a single point on the board yet from losing to Brighton and Liverpool, whereas Leeds, they've lost against Manchester United and have obviously drawn in a decent and high-scoring game at Ellen Road against Everton 2-2. But in this game, I think Leeds will go out and get our first Premier League win in the season under their belt, and they're going to win 2-0.
Here's an interesting one. Tottenham versus Watford, and you're probably asking why. It's just a, typical London game. No, don't say that. Harry Kane, have you not heard the news? He's staying at Tottenham Hotspur for the season. He said, this summer I will be staying at Tottenham. Just listen to that, this summer. Why didn't he just say, I'm staying at Tottenham?
Spurs are another of those clubs with a 100% record, and that was thanks to Dele Alli. It's great to see him having a man-of-the-match performance.
They've also made good business. They've got a centre-back in Romelu. Heung-min Son's on fire. Højbjerg is looking brilliant, as he was from the Euros. He's continued that form. Spurs have a much better team than last year. They're looking like a serious side with Harry Kane. Let's see what Nuno can do. I think against Watford, it's going to be a very positive day. They'll sell out the new Tottenham Hotspur ground. Harry Kane might even start. He might even bag.
They're playing a Watford side who lost last week and are going to find it really tough here. I'm going for Spurs 3, Watford 0.
Watford have a few decent players in Emmanuel Dennis, Ismail Assar, but I don't think this will be their day. I'm going Spurs 2, Watford 3-0.
Spurs versus Watford, and the main talking point about this game is about Harry Kane staying at Tottenham for the season. Will Harry Kane start? I don't know, but I think it'll be a massive boost for Tottenham, massive boost for the club and fans, and Tottenham will get a home win against Watford and win 3-0. And I do think Harry Kane will score.
And finally, we're going to move on to Wolverhampton Wanderers versus Manchester United Football Club. And it's been tough for Wolves, I must say. Good player in Kilman. He's been impressing this season.
Now, Wolves, they had 3 times as many chances as Tottenham last weekend, but they just couldn't score. The goal, Ruben Neves, Adama Traore were brilliant. They're in my team of the week. But you've got to score goals from somewhere.
Can they get it working at home to Manchester United? Historically, like in the first couple seasons in the Premier League, especially under Nuno, they were very good against top 6 sides. I think one of the best. But I don't know how the new manager is going to play. And Manchester United will be chasing 3 points after dropping 2 against Southampton away. Simple as that.
Now, they've now gone 27 away games without defeat. That is a Premier League record. I think Arsenal are the last team to have done that.
Greenwood has been on fire, 2 goals out of 2. You know, obviously Rashford's out, but they've got a great side with the system they've got going. I'm not sure how good Anthony Martial is, but Bruno Fernandes, he'll be looking for a goal after blanking in the last fixture. Do I think they can win? Yes, I do. I'm predicting Wolves 1, Manchester United 3.
I think this could be a tight game. I think Wolves could easily get something from this game. But you know what? Wolves 1, Manchester United 2. Paul Pogba is getting into some really dangerous positions.
One thing United need to work out is what their midfield duo is best, because every time I watch Fred, it just annoys me. He's so aggressive. It looks like he's about to get a red card every step of the match. So can they really, this season, I think it's all about working out their best duo.
Last but not least, Wolves versus Manchester United. Now, we all know what Man United bring when they're away from home. They do not lose. And I really can't see it changing against Wolves, who have not scored all season yet. Harry Maguire, Mason Greenwood, and Bruno Fernandes, 3-0 Manchester United to end it off. Theo and Thogden, thank you very much for having me on the channel. Now, I think it's best if I get back to the editing now, but leave a like on this video.
Right, that is it from me. I'm out here in Berlin. I'm going to Union Berlin tonight. There's going to be an incredible vlog. I want everybody's support, even if you don't care about the Europa League conference or German football. I just want you to watch it because it's something different. It's all about being out here, and I'm going to take you guys with me. So get notifications on. It's a double upload day.
Thank you for tuning in to this one. 14,000 likes, please, and I'll see you soon.
Please smash the like button. Big up Josh Fusion for coming on. Subscribe to him as well. All I can say now is get notifications on for that double upload. I'm going to go see a bit of Berlin, and I'll see you later tonight. Bye, guys.